Hey, good afternoon. Welcome. Glad you guys could show up today. In my world, there's people outside who are running around, and there's people here inside today taking the time and the effort and the commitment to find out more about something that may help your life and improve your life. So before going, I want to acknowledge all you guys. Thanks for being here, of course, but really acknowledge yourself and say thanks to yourself for being here, because you're a very small group of people. You're curious and you're action takers. You're here to find out something that may help your life and move you forward. So congratulations to you. But before we get going, let me ask you a question. Why are you guys here? What brought you here today? Some of you, you're just curious. You saw something, piqued your curiosity. Some of you, you're looking for an opportunity to better your life. Some of you just want to get in from the heat. But it doesn't really matter. But ask yourself right now, why are you here? What brought you here today? What do you want to take home with you at the end of this? So, how many of you guys are here because you want more time in your life? And how many of you are here because you want more money in your life? And how many of you want more control and more security? And you want a future that you don't have right now, or you want to solidify the future you have. So those are the kind of questions to ask yourself. How many of you here have ever heard the story about the ant and the grasshopper? And how many of you haven't? Well, the story of the ant and the grasshopper is as old as time itself. You see, the ant is the person who goes out there and works diligently and puts stuff aside and is responsible because he's thinking to the future. The grasshopper is the person who just enjoys life, goes out, parties, has fun, but never thinks about the future. The beginning of the year starts, the ant, spring comes, he goes out and he works day in and day out. And he brings food back to the ant pile, and he piles up the food because he knows that after the spring and after the summer, the fall and winter come and he wants to be prepared. The grasshopper, on the other hand, is out there running around. The sun is shining. Hey, time to go to the beach, time to get a suntan, time to go water skiing. So how many of you out there are ants? And how many of you are grasshoppers? And how many of you don't raise your hand no matter what I say? So let's go back to that question. Why are you here? Are you an ant or are you a grasshopper? If you're an ant, you've seen the last 10 years of your life a lot of economic turmoil in this country. You've worked hard all your life. You've done the right things. You've worked hard. You've saved. You've put money aside for the future. You take responsibility for your family. But what happened? This economic storm came in and swirled around and upset a lot of those plans. What worked in the past isn't necessarily going to work in the future. You may be in a job that 5 years ago was very secure, but now you're not so sure. Your investments 5 years ago were, if you were in the stock market, are half of what they are. We had this giant run-up, but you're not sure about the future. So what do you do as an ant because you want to protect what you're doing? Now, if you're the grasshopper, you may not care. If you're a grasshopper, you're probably not here. But if you are a grasshopper and you're here, you're a smart grasshopper. Here's what's running you. You're saying, hey, I've been playing. I've been having a lot of fun. But maybe I should start thinking like the ant a little bit. Or maybe I should start putting some things together to solidify my future. I'm not going to give up my fun. I want something that leaves me with some free time and some flexibility. But I need to do something about my future. I haven't yet. So you're on the fast track. What do I do now? You don't have an anthill yet. So you need to start building on that. And there's a lot of reasons to build for the future. I mean, there's people here, you're in jobs that they're okay. Heck, let's not be polite about it. If you're in a job that you just don't like being in anymore, it's not rewarding to you, the stress, the strain, they're putting more work on you, but you don't know where to go. You're the grasshopper and you know you've got responsibilities, but what's happening to you is you don't know where to turn. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, a grasshopper could get a job and make a living, and it wouldn't be very hard. But what's it like today? Well, so it's real different. It's real different, and you know this from experience. But the nice thing is even though things have tightened up in many areas, it's expanded in other places. So the opportunity's not gone away. It's just you have to dig a little deeper and open your mind a little wider. How many of you out there have opened your mind wide enough that you're interested in learning about new things and new opportunities? Well, great. So let's take a second and ask yourself, what have you guys looked at? You know you want to change. You don't know what you're going to change to. What have you looked at? What have you tried? What have you invested in? What's worked and what hasn't worked? What have you seriously examined? How about real estate? How many of you are invested in real estate? Okay. Real estate. There's still money to be made in real estate, but is it as easy as it used to be? No, not nearly. How about if you want to start your own business? The American dream is to start your own business. How many of you have your own business out there? Okay, great. Did you know that 80% of the people who start a business close it down within 5 years? They never make a profit. This is what they don't tell you. They never make a profit. They spend 5 years of their life struggling, and they typically lose their total investment. Going into your own business doesn't buy you the freedom and the flexibility that you think that it does. You become a slave to that business. Plus, if you don't know what you're doing, very, very high failure rate. Big investment, high failure rate. You can minimize that. How many of you own a franchise or thinking about getting into a franchise? Franchise is a step in the right direction. It's still a big investment of both time and money. But you increase your odds. Why? Because the franchise people have a system in place and they give you the system to follow. So it increases your chances of really making a living. How many of you are in stocks and bonds and paper investments? Markets come back the last 5 years incredibly well. But if 5 years ago, if you had to cash out and the market was half of its historic highs, where would that have left you? And by the way, the richest people in the country only keep a certain percentage of their investments in stocks. So what else can you do? You can become a consultant. If you're in an industry that hires consultants, that's great. If you want to go a little farther down the food chain, you can go out and buy a business opportunity. Learn how to clean hotel rooms. Learn how to clean condos. Learn how to set up a cleaning business. Or multi-level marketing, the last great grasping straw. I know people have done extremely well in it, but they're about this big of a group. So which of those really works? You guys know. You're here looking for an opportunity. Well, let me share something with you. There's some certain success factors that are involved with being successful in business. First one is you got to have a strong market. You got to have a market that people are buying and spending money in and buying products in, and a market that has a future in it. Would you all agree with that? Strong market, strong future. You have to have a product that's proven, has a proven demand. If you want to go out and start a new product or create a new product or be a Shark Tank kind of guy, you're starting in the ground, from the ground up. And this old saying is, pioneers get the arrows in the back, and it's the settlers that come in after them that make all the money. It's got to be affordable. It's got to be affordable for you to get into and get involved and stay in. It's got to have a cash flow coming in relatively quickly, because you don't want to wait 2 or 3 or 5 years. It takes the average business 4 to 5 years to break even. That's a long time. That's a big bet you're putting out there. And it's something that you can do and you want to do and that you can learn how to do. That's very important. There's a lot of ideas, but if you don't know how to put them into play, then you're totally lost. So, of all those areas I talked about, what do you think's the best? Oh, I left one out. How about the internet? How many of you out there have looked at opportunities to make money on the internet? Great. See, the internet meets all those needs. It's a strong market and growing bigger every day. It's got a strong future. Anybody here thinks the internet's going to go away? It's very affordable to get into. You can find proven products out there, profitable products, and it's something you can do on your time and on your schedule and then your time frame of making money happen for you. So that's what we're here to talk about today, is the internet. And there's really 3 areas that you can make money on the internet. One is you get your own product. You create your own product, or you have a product already, and you go out and you reach out to the masses, the millions and millions of people out there who are on the internet shopping. So you have your own product. The upside is you own it 100%. The downside is you take total responsibility for making the product, developing the product, setting up the websites, setting up all the systems behind it, the process of selling on the internet, delivering that product, handling all the customer service that goes with that product, and you don't even know if it works yet. So if you're hugely creative and you've got a deep pocket, create your own product. I'm going to tell you, a lot of the gurus out there, one of the mistakes, I shouldn't say a mistake, but one of the things they say is do what you love and the money will follow. That's not how it works. It can work that way, but in general, that's not how it works. Creating your own product is very satisfying, but almost nobody in the end makes it big or even makes a living off their own products. So if you don't have your own product, what's the other choices? You can become an affiliate. You can go out and you can buy someone else's product, okay? You go out and find somebody else's product that you like, something that you believe in. If you like to build model airplanes, maybe you don't build the model, but you find somebody who makes models and you know your audience and you sell it to them. That's a great idea. That product is already developed. That product is already in place. You've got other people who are building it and will deliver it for you, and you take on the pure sales function of getting into people's hands. The downside is when you have an affiliate relationship set up, you don't get to collect all the money. You still pay to promote it, and you pay to sell it and to get customers, but you're going to collect anywhere from 5 to upwards to 50% as a commission for selling that product. 5% for hard products, 50% for information products. So great idea, less risk, but less reward. So the third idea that most people don't look into is, what if you could go and find a product that you loved, but you could make really good money at it? What if it was a product that had been developed, had proven itself, had all the systems in place, you could be walked through showing out how to sell it, and you got paid not 5%, not 20, not 25 or 30 or 50%, but 90% of a product sale? What if on a $200 sale, you got $180 put back into your pocket? Now, we're talking about real money, real systems, finding something that's in place. And really, it's no different if you think of McDonald's. When McDonald's started, they used to have a bunch of their own company stores, and they would hire internally. They would go out, hire the staff, they would find the locations, but they found that if they took all their expertise and said, here, we're going to give this to you in a box, and you go out and do it, and we're going to tell you how to do it and run it from the background, that they had a proven system and they knew it would work. Now, if you want to go be a McDonald's franchisee, great. That's a wonderful thing. Heavy investment in time, energy, and money. And I suspect that most of you guys out here, that's not what you really want. You don't want to take on the burden. But you want something that you can do and trust and love. Does that sound like you guys? Does that sound closer to what you're looking for? To really give you that freedom and that predictability and that security that you're looking for? So, remember I was talking about, why are you here? Why are you here today? And what's your problem? Why are you stuck? Why have you not made a decision? Why have you not moved forward yet? Well, I'll tell you, when you get involved with the internet world, there's 4 things that bother people. Number 1 is they're just overwhelmed. There's so many choices. If someone tells you to go out and find a product, and there's millions of products, you go into analysis paralysis. You freeze up because there's so many choices. You get overwhelmed, instead of just finding one really good one or one group to work with. Another thing is you're scared of technology. Let me tell you, the internet is not that complicated. It's fairly simple, but there's lots of working parts, and it's much better to hire someone to know those parts than learn them on your own. The big lie is, I can do this all on my own. No, you can't. You can develop pieces of it, or you can hire it out. But you're much better finding someone that all you're doing is the selling and let them handle the back end side of it. Another reason is everybody thinks you're crazy. Next party you're at, and you tell somebody you're going to go into the internet business, what they're typically going to say. Let me just put it this way. They're not always really positive, are they? But there's millions of entrepreneurs out there who are making a great living on the internet. And they're kind of below the radar. And when their family poo-poos them a lot, they just got to the point to say, you know what, I just won't say anything. But their family wonders how they live, how they pay their bills. How come they seem to be doing so well, but have lots of time? The fourth thing is affordability. It just costs too much. You start getting into the internet world, and there's an unpredictable cost. You invest a certain amount, but what if you want to buy this to make your products better, or your delivery or your process better? You got to learn something new. You got to go to a seminar. You got to buy a program. It's kind of an open gate that when it opens, you just run down it. Or if you have the shiny object syndrome, oh, that's neat, that's neat. And you end up buying all this stuff, but never bringing it together. Sound familiar? You get excited, you get overwhelmed, the technology takes on too big of a role instead of the sales, your friends think you're crazy, and all of a sudden all this money's going out, but no money's coming back in. That's not a good equation. Money out should be money coming back in. So, here's why you're here today, and here's why I'm here today to tell you what our answer is. What we do is we've got products that we've been selling for a long time that we know work. They're in a market that's hungry. It's in the how to make money on the internet business. It's information to help people who are really trying to get involved with these things. And it's all a whole system where there's all the pieces fit together. There's a piece that says, here, you need to get traffic. Okay. Here, you need to fund this. Okay. Here, you need to know how to use your emails, right, to bring people back and get more than just one sale from them. So we've got 5 of the top selling products on the internet in the internet marketing world, and they sell from roughly $197 up to $2,400. We show you exactly how to sell them. We show you who buys them, where to go. Then you use your imagination and carry it out into other areas. I'll give you a perfect example. If you're a teacher and you're retired and you know teachers, or you're getting ready to retire, how many teachers do you know have millions of dollars in the bank? So what if you could teach your audience, your teachers, how to supplement or create their own separate income? So you take our products and you deliver it to them, and you get paid 90%. And not just 90% up front, but every sale in the future that's made to those people through us, you get 90% of. That sounds like a pretty good deal to me. So what's stopping you? Well, there's a lot of things stopping you. Number one is you may just not like what we do. That's okay. Another thing is just fear. You're so wound up and so tied and so like this, you're afraid to do anything. So you just end up not doing anything at all. Fear has its place, but it really rears up its ugly head when you're getting involved with something new. Something you're not quite sure about, but you know that works. Something that is drawing you in, but you're explaining it away in your head. It goes from this is a great idea to talking yourself out of it. Or what will my friends think? What will my family think? So you've got that fear. You may also just not be able to make decisions. You may be in this room today because your whole life you've not been able to make decisions. Or good decisions. You wait and wait and wait. The stock market is down. You lost a lot of money. You wait, it's doubled. Now you're investing. When was the best time to invest? 5 years ago when it was down. So if you're one of those people who sits on the sidelines and you don't make decisions, then it doesn't matter whether it's the internet or any place else. What else is stopping you? Money? Yeah, money can be a problem. But we've priced this so affordably that anybody can afford to do it. Security. What if it doesn't work out? Where does my money go? What if this guy's just selling me something that doesn't work? Well, we've got that covered too. Because we're set up that if you do what we say and it doesn't work for you, we give you your money back. And how much money are we talking about? How much do you think it would cost to go into business? To go out and rent a storefront, buy inventory, and set up a business? I'm going to tell you the minimum is $5 to $10 grand for a real short run operation. Most of it's $45,000 to $97,000. So we look at it and say, okay, what is our average customer worth to us? Average customer worth to us is about $2 grand. So we figured at first, well, let's see, 5 customers, $10,000. You get your money back, on and on. Maybe 15 small sales, $2,000, $200 sales, you make $2 grand back, times 5. And a lot of our consultants will say that's where you need your price. That's the sweet spot. But you see, we want to go for your success. So we didn't make it $10,000. Wait, this is like TV, right? Wait, it's not $5,000, it's not $4,000, it's $2,000. It's $1,995 to give you access to all those products. And with a 100% money back guarantee that you do not make money, you do what we tell you to do, or at least part of it. And in a year, we give you 12 months. If you don't make your money back, we say, great, here. By the way, you get to keep the products, the access to those products. And thank you very much. See, our business is built long term. We want to make you succeed. We just don't say, here's a product, go out and sell it. We show you how to sell it. We show you where to sell it. We'll show you how the products have already proven themselves to work. We've got the processes and the systems down. When you create a product, you not only just have to sell it once, you've got to sell to people over and over and over again. That's where the real money comes in the future. We take on that responsibility and pay you. So $2,000, proven product, proven industry, proven demand, expanding audience. Sounds like a pretty good deal to me. But I'm not the one here. I've already invested in it. It depends on how good it sounds to you. So really, you've come to a decision point here. And a decision is a yes or a no, not a maybe. Maybe is not a decision. Maybe keeps you in that cloud forever. And by the way, to us, we love to hear yes, but it doesn't bother us to hear no. We love to hear yes from the people who know this is a really good idea. We love to hear yes from the people who say, I can do this. I can get behind this and make this work. We love to hear yes from those people because it's going to make their lives better, and we feel great when we do that, and it makes our business better. So, out there right now, there's 3 groups of people. One, you're sitting back going, okay, when's this thing over? I need to get up and go, gotta go eat lunch. There's a second group that you know that this is just right for you. You know this is exactly what you've been looking for. You know that of all the things you've looked at, this fires on more cylinders than any of the other ones have. So for you, and we know that when you're making a decision that typically you need to have a little more incentives. So for you today, for those of you who are ready to make that yes decision, we're going to sweeten the pot a little bit. Not only are you going to get access to the products, not only are you going to get the whole backup where we teach you and train you on how to do this, not only are you going to get access to the internet training that we've created with the top people showing you how to go through this, not only are you going to get training from people individually, but we're going to do a couple of things. We know that all of you individually are excited, but you're going to get caught in certain places. So we're going to give you today 3 one-on-one consultations with one of our advisors who will help walk you through any questions that you got. You are not left alone out there, and you're going to need that. Typically that sells for about $400 to $500 an hour. We're going to give you 3 sessions. We're also, when you buy a license, typically that renews every year. Typically there's a fee. That $2,000 fee every year would come due and you would pay it. Well, for those of you who are ready to take action, we're going to say, look, you believe in us, we believe in you. We're going to give you a lifetime license. You are never going to pay us another dime. You're never going to pay us another dollar. And everything that we sell to anybody who you bring into our world, whether it's today, tomorrow, or 5 years from now, you're going to be paid on. So we're giving you the free lifetime access so you never pay another penny with us. And remember I told you you're going to need more help. The third thing we're going to give you is we've created a private Facebook page where the owner of this company and his handful of close advisors, any question that you have that comes up, he will answer directly in that private closed group on Facebook. And that's invaluable, whether you ask one question or 100 questions. And I'm going to tell you something else that's invaluable about it. It creates a community, and you're going to run across like-minded people, people who are going after the same customers as you, people who live life like you do, people who you can share all this with. And that's a big thing, because in this isolated world, to be able to get more friends and more people and people on that same path as you, that's invaluable. In fact, it's priceless. So that time has come. What's your choice? What's your decision? I'm not up here trying to twist somebody's arm to do something that they don't want to do. We have plenty enough people who are interested in what we do. And we're keeping it open right now because this is a new expansion for us. We've been doing it this way and we've decided to promote it bigger. And we can promote it hugely. But you guys are here in front of us today. You are here right now, living in the now. Your decision is made now. What's that decision going to be? Yes to a better future. Yes to the chance to improve your finances. Yes to controlling your life. Or no. It can be either yes or no. But if your answer is yes, get up right now. Stand up. Take out your credit cards. Walk to the back of the room and talk to Teresa back here. And go ahead and get in and get those extra bonuses. And we actually have a special bonus for you guys back there that I'm not going to tell everybody about, but you'll find out about it when you get there. So, use your courage. Don't worry about what the people around you are thinking or saying. You know in your heart that it's right. So stand up and act. Now, for those of you who say, no, thank you for being here, that's fine. But for those of you who are in between and on the fence, there's nothing I can say that'll move you one way or another. And it doesn't matter to me financially whether you move one way or another. I'm set. I'm in good shape. But here's what you should do, is reach inside, close your eyes, and say, is this right or wrong? Ask yourself. Your intuition knows. If you're with your partner, look at your partner, and they may say, well, I'm not sure. And you can say no. But if there's right there, if the answer is yes, then don't be afraid. Take a step forward. Commit to your future. Make that decision yes right now. You cannot lose. We're going to teach you more about how to sell and how to market, and we'll give you the products to do it with, and we're going to lead you by the hand down that road. How can you not say yes to that if your gut is telling you to? And for you, the first 10 people who are back here, they're getting that bonus. If you go back and tell them that you were sitting on the fence, and you tell them that, hey, I wasn't sure, but now I am, and tell them I said it's okay to get that last piece of the puzzle.